All right, let's be honest for a second. The phrase personal finance for beginners probably feels about as exciting as being forced to sit through a 3-hour lecture on how staplers are made. But don't worry, today you're not getting boredom. You're getting freedom. And yes, I said freedom, the kind that doesn't require waving a flag out the window of your truck or yelling, "Let's go," at strangers. I am talking about financial freedom, the kind where your money finally listens to you instead of ghosting you every month like a toxic situationship. Now, before you panic, no, I'm not here to shame you about your spending. I get it, life is expensive. Eggs cost more than your childhood dreams. Rent is basically a subscription service you can't cancel, and gas prices fluctuate faster than your ex's mood swings. But here's the real plot twist. Getting your finances together is actually way easier than TikTok makes it seem. You don't need to know how to trade options, buy crypto at 3 a.m., or invest in an obscure Belgian mushroom farm someone on Reddit swears is the next big thing. You just need a plan. A simple one. The kind of simple that even the guy who still types with the 2 fingers could understand. Now, the first thing we need to talk about is the word budget. Don't leave. I promise it won't hurt. I know that word sounds like a punishment your parents used when they didn't want to stop at McDonald's. We're on a budget, sweetie. Traumatizing. But listen, a budget isn't a financial prison. It's not a cage. It's not even a diet for your money. It's more like GP. You tell your money where to go so it doesn't wander off into the financial wilderness and get eaten by wolves, aka subscription services you forgot to cancel. And no, budgeting does not mean sitting in a dark room surrounded by receipts, crying over a calculator from 1998. It also doesn't mean cutting out every fun thing in your life like some financial monk who lives on beans, water, and YouTube motivational videos. Budgeting simply means giving your dollars a job. Because if your dollars don't have jobs, guess what? They get lazy, they hang out, they waste time, they scroll memes. They start smoking metaphorical cigarettes in the back alley of your bank account. And before you know it, your money's unemployed, unmotivated, and definitely not contributing to rent. So here's what we're going to do. Today, I'm going to walk you through a simple, clean, beginner-friendly plan to get your financial life together without losing your mind, or your iced coffee habit. Yes, you heard me. I'm not taking your iced coffee. Let's not get dramatic. We're going to break down how to track your money without crying, how to build a budget that still lets you live your life, how to avoid the classic beginner mistakes that keep people broke, and how to build the habits that turn normal people like you, into financial legends. And no, I'm not promising millionaire status overnight. If I had the power to do that, trust me, I'd be on a private island somewhere eating pineapple out of a coconut. What I am promising is direction. Real direction. The kind that makes you stop stressing about money and start using it as a tool instead of treating it like an enemy. But before we get into the actual steps, do me one quick favor. Smash that like button. Not lightly. I need you to hit it like you're swatting a mosquito that owes you money. And subscribe too, because if you don't, how else are you going to learn this stuff? By guessing. By interpreting the financial advice of that one coworker who calls himself an entrepreneur but also sells essential oils? Come on, you deserve better. All right, you ready? Let's get into how money actually works. For normal people, not just the ones who pretend they invented hustle culture. Buckle up. This is about to get good. All right, now that you've survived section 1 without breaking into hives, let's get into the part where your money finally starts behaving like it has a purpose in life. Because right now, let's be honest, your money is basically that one friend who says they're working on themselves, but still sleeps until noon and eats cereal for dinner. We're about to fix that. Step 1 for beginners, know where your money is going. And no, that doesn't mean memorizing every receipt like you're prepping for a spelling bee championship. It just means awareness. If you don't know where your money goes, you can't tell it where to go. It's like trying to train a dog you've never actually seen. You're yelling sit into the void while your financial Labrador is somewhere chewing on your shoe budget. So take a breath, grab a simple app, or open your notes app, or grab an actual pen if you still enjoy living dangerously. And write down everything you spend money on in a Yamda typical month. Groceries, rent, gas, streaming services, coffee, clothes. That one late-night drive-thru run you pretend didn't happen. Yes, that one counts too. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is honesty. Once you see the full picture, your brain will say something like, so that's why I'm broke. Congratulations, you're halfway to enlightenment. Next up, build your starter budget. And we're doing this the fun way, the way that doesn't feel like you're being punished by the universe for daring to buy avocado toast. Start by listing your income at the top. Then your must-haves: rent, food, utilities, transportation. These are your financial oxygen. If these things aren't handled, you can't breathe financially and you'll end up gasping for air every time your debit card hits the terminal. Then comes the part everyone secretly dreads: cutting. Don't worry, we're not slicing your whole lifestyle into oblivion. We're not sending you into monk mode. We're just trimming the excess like a responsible adult who realized they don't need 7 different streaming services to watch the same 3 shows. Keep the things you love, cut the things you don't even remember paying for. If a subscription renews and you didn't even feel happiness about it, it's gone. No negotiation. But here's the twist. You need a fun money line item. Yes, seriously. If you try to budget without fun money, you will fail faster than a toddler trying to do their own taxes. Human beings need joy, even financial beginners. Give yourself a small, guilt-free amount each month to spend on absolutely anything you want. It keeps you sane, keeps you motivated, and most importantly, stops you from stress buying things at 1 a.m. like you're a bourgeois or emotionally sponsored by Amazon. Now let's talk about your financial villain, debt. Debt is like that clingy ex who keeps texting you hey even though you've moved on. It drains your energy, your money, and your future. So here's what beginners should do. Pay off your smallest debt first, not the biggest. The smallest. Why? Because you need momentum. You need a win. When you knock out a small debt, your brain lights up like a Christmas tree and says, yes, we can do this. That momentum is priceless. Then rinse and repeat with the next one. Before you know it, your debt starts disappearing faster than your motivation on a Monday morning. And here's the beautiful part. Once you have a budget, track your spending and start attacking debt, something magical happens. You gain control. The anxiety fades. You stop dreading payday. You stop wondering why your account balance looks like it's been on a roller coaster. You finally feel like the main character in your financial story instead of the confused extra who walked onto the wrong set. And hey, if you've watched this far, you clearly care about getting better with money. So do yourself a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who's always working on their finances, but somehow still thinks budgeting means giving up everything fun. You might just help them change their life.